because this is what it takes for us to manage a conflict. We need to go back to the triangle, remember the triangle? And work on each and every part of them. First, to start with the behavior, the most obvious, the seeing part of it. We see people arguing, people in the middle of their behavior part. They hit one another, they shoot at one another. This is the immediate dimension of conflict that we should treat. So we should be more restrained, more tolerant to the other. Right? Sounds logical? You know how difficult that is? You know how difficult it is to be tolerant and empathetic to somebody you're in conflict with? Who are you in conflict with now? Let's think about somebody. Okay, Iran. Huh?
My girlfriend is Iranian.
I'm not talking about your girlfriend. I'm talking about the Ayatollahs. Unless she is an
But
Ayatollah.
it's not our own conflict. It's something external. So I can be
What do you mean external?
like, I don't see the conflict with Iran something that is related to myself as a
Well,
leader.
that's just an example. Bring your own example. That's fine. It's all the same. Somebody that you really fear or despise, somebody that is really an enemy, you think? You have him or her in your head?
No,
You have somebody like that?
no.
Oh, you don't have conflict. Sorry.
No, I have conflict, but I don't relate that all conflicts are so sparky. I don't know how to say
You have
it.
mild conflict.
Yeah.
Okay. So take your mildest conflict and think about the other side. Somebody you owe money to, your landlord, I don't know your word, your world. But now, in the middle of this conflict, try to bring out from you tolerance, empathy. I understand this guy. I understand why he talks to me that way. That's very different. Not to you because you're so sweet and delicate, you don't have anybody you hate. But other people, they have such a figure. For example, the landlord, he just raised my rent again. This something that begins with a B or with a bit. So, okay, stop. You want to manage the conflict. Restrain yourself. Think about the landlord with tolerance. You nuts. No, I want to kill this guy. So, that's fine if you want to continue with your conflict. But if you want to manage a conflict, this is what you have to do. And also, you have to think about this as a psychological part. The image that you build on the other, they're always wrong. They are the reason why we have conflicts. Not us, we're okay. Now, if you want to manage a conflict, you have to change your image of the other. And of yourself, which is even tougher. To change the image that you are always just. You are never wrong. This is a very effective defense mechanism. It's part of our identity, right? If you want to manage the conflict, you don't have to. If you want to continue your conflict, by all means, be my guest. You'll regret it. But if you want to manage the conflict, I'm trying to demonstrate how difficult it is. The last thing is the toughest, to change the circumstances that really pushed you into this conflict in the first place. You have to recall, why did I choose conflict? Why did I prefer this on, avoiding conflict? And then you have to change your calculations. But the most important thing, communication with the other. That's tough. That's tough. I'll bring you something which really is repulsive. Okay? Somebody who is violent and you hate their guts and you don't respect them at all. And you know for sure, that you're the good one and they're the bad ones. It's obvious. Now, you have to communicate with them. Tough, huh? To communicate. And I'm talking about constructive, again, positive communication. Because there are destructive communication. What is destructive communication? It's trying to outweigh and outsmart and catch the other unprepared and have all kinds of noise in the communication system. Try to fool the other. No trust, no credibility. You want to win.
But it's just an argument. It's not conflict. It's like
No.
It's like a fight. It's no conclusion. So
We're already in a conflict. We stepped in the conflict zone. And now, the type of communication I'm talking about is the one that is held during a conflict. After we already have a bad image of the other and we don't respect them, we don't trust them and everything. The communication stems from this image. If they are at the wrong and I have to win this, therefore I have a destructive communication. I don't want to understand him. I don't want to catch every nuance of what they're saying because I want to confront them. Constructive communication is exactly the other thing. And this is the communication that is needed if we want to contain, de-escalate, manage the conflict to constructive ways. We need to understand every word that the other is saying. No mistakes here. So we clean all the noises and all the fog from the communication channels because we want to verify that we understand every nuance of what the other is saying to us. Communication is almost the single most important factor in our arduous road from conflict to conflict management. Communication.